Good evening, everyone. I hope y'all are doing well. We're going to go ahead and see if we can actually get everything working on the first try tonight. So, hold on to your socks. So the good news, the game seems to be working. The audio sounds okay. You'll let me know if it's too quiet again. We can adjust. And now the real test. The controller works! Alright, 2 for 2. It's apparently some Halo show in Paramount. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I saw what do you call it, footage from the Halo TV series, and it looks bad. Which is a shame, because actually, some of the other, I think I've only seen 2 of the other pieces of, like, Halo media outside the games, and both of what I saw were actually good. You know, like, for the genre. It's a low bar, but they were watchable, which is more than I could say about a lot of stuff. This new one, though, does not look great. All right. Got our response rate set, and if we're very lucky... Yes! All right. So last time we did the Castle of Ordeals, we got some tail that we gave to a dragon, and the dragon said, "Cool, you're buff now," and so we are. And then we went and we beat up a squid. It's a very eventful night. Halo story as the games go is just StarCraft minus the humanity. Yeah. That's actually a really good summary of it, actually. The books are apparently more complicated. I still go back occasionally and watch Brian David Gilbert's book report on the Halo novels. A, because it's very amusing, but also, like, it does seem like a loving summary, pardon me, of what's going on. Right, we got our memories back. We remembered who we are. All right, we have all this nice opal armor. We have the ribbon. I forgot we got the ribbon. Oh yeah, we have an extra protect ring. That's nice. We should probably go sell that. I don't think there's actually, like, a weapon and armor shop in Leafin, so we'll have to go back to Gaia for that. But first we have to go back to the airship. So we got the chime. Well, we got the slab from the sea shrine, which we used to learn an ancient language, which we used to talk to the Leafinish, who used to have a space station until their robots became dangerous, and they left and decided to move out to the woods, you know, as one does. And they're here now, and everything is fine and good. But also we have the chime that we can use to get into the Mirage Tower. Unfortunately, getting into the Mirage Tower is half of the puzzle. We need a separate item, essentially a Fantasy ARFID ID card, to get into the actual space station. So that's our first order of business tonight, is going and getting the cube. Which, if you've watched Alice's stream of Stranger Paradise, you know why I'm saying it like cube. But in this case, it's just one cube. And I don't think that it turns into a gyroscope, but who knows? Who's to say? The cubes. Cubes and orbs. Just lots of basic shapes. Next Final Fantasy game, it'll be all about the cones. You don't know. That actually would be kind of funny. Hooray! Alright, let's get that done. Get that done. Beautiful, look at that. Da, 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 da. I think we already got... Yes, we got Life 2, we got Nuke, okay. We have some level 7 spells that we should get at some point, but I'm not too stressed about that at the moment. Yeah, let's just take it easy with you. It does look, Alice, like, I mean, we were talking about this on your stream, that Stranger Paradise is absolutely going to be a much longer game than I was expecting. I guess I kind of assume that at some point it'll squish, because I haven't been hearing reports that it's like Elden Ring length. I don't think it's an 80-hour title, so at some point they gotta give back in terms of time, but I don't know. Go this way, head to half, there. And the Fated Warriors belong in, that's right, the square hole. No. No. God, that video. It's, so much of my life is in that simple video. I'm very grateful that the person who did the It Goes in the Square Hole video also published later like a redemption arc where all of the shapes go in the correct holes, and it's such an endorphin rush. I love it. Alright, we've got a decent chunk of change. Let's go ahead and get our spells now before we forget, because we're going to be near on-rack in a minute. Do we not have this already? I don't think we have any of them. Hang on. Gotta remind myself what we got. Magic. We don't have any of them. Alright. Let's fix that. We definitely want you. 17 grand? We can afford that. Arm 4, good. We want to save a spot for Fade. Or no, Fade is a level 8 spell? I've forgotten everything. Alright, we've got Ice 3. I don't think we're going to get Break. We might come back for that, but I don't think we need it. Dubois. Final Fantasy II didn't get into the Crystal Mythos, which might explain why the world is falling apart and the Chaos is in charge. Valid. God, the story of the first 3 Final Fantasy games, which are each a different departure, and I guess you can lump 4 into that, but like 1, 2, and 3 in particular feel like 3 different timelines in so many ways in terms of the development process and a lot of the ideas presented. It's so cool. I never get tired of thinking about that. Alright, we have Life 2, so Fade would be good. Wall would probably be good. And I think Exfer might be Instant Death. Hey, Al. I'm trying to remember if Exfer is Instant Death or if Exfer is Dispel. I can't remember. Well, we can't afford either of them right now, so don't know. Final Fantasy II, Final Fantasy 6, 7, and 8, all 4 went to crystals, and the world is falling apart in all of them. You know? Huh, I never thought about that through line, but you're 100% right. Huh. Oh, wait, hang on. We came here to sell a ring. We hung on to that ring just because I knew it was worth a lot of money. Think Ash has it? Yes. Okay. Okay, it's not worth a lot of money. Well, I mean, all the money has been squished, so that's not surprising. Okay, make sure we didn't sell the one you're actually using. All right. Jet has the power gauntlet. Good. All right. We're doing great. Moral: you should have shiny rocks. I mean, I feel like that's just as true in games as in life. Now then. So I mentioned we got the chime, which will get us into the Mirage Tower, but we don't have a way... Where is it? There it is. To get into the space station that is connected to the Mirage Tower. So that's where we're going now. We heard, I think in both Gaia and in Onrak, about an object that was seen, a shiny object that was seen crashing through the sky and over to the west. And I think their name is actually Cope. Cope let us know that it crashed in the waterfall. So we're going to the waterfall to see what the shiny object is. Very nice. I don't like that even with the Opal Bracelet, Neon is taking 100 damage from a Frost Gator. That just is troubling. Why is everyone buffer now? So we went into a place called the Castle of Ordeals, which is an ancient proving ground for the dragons. And we battled our way all the way through to the end of it and got a rat tail, which in this case is a token that we took to Bahamut, the King of Dragons, and as proof that we had weathered the Castle of Ordeals, at which point Bahamut went, "Cool, you're swole now." And we got what is traditionally called the class change. So our fighter became a knight, our thief became a ninja, our white mage became a white wizard, and our black mage became a black wizard. Yeah, it's literally a rat tail. Technically, the item is just called tail, but when you give it to him, he calls it the tail of a rat. Yeah, I think it was deliberately a rat tail because it was meant to be something unimpressive, and it was something that, you know, it's not a treasure that you would ever want for yourself. Its whole point is that the real treasure was the struggle to get through the place. which is kind of neat. As if you could just kill a rat and take the tail. I've wondered that since I was a child. I think it's more, you present it to him and go, this is the thing that was in the chest. He went, aha! You know, only someone who actually went through the place would know that it was a rat tail. I assume. I honestly don't know. Beautiful. God. The fixes to... It was more palpable when he was a thief, but the fixes to evasion and hit rate and things like that for the thief / ninja in this quality of life iteration is just head and shoulders above the original game. It's great. Really like the job change sprites in Final Fantasy Origins. That sounds familiar. I remember I was talking about it last time, and I went and looked it up afterwards. And I was like, oh, I've seen these before, but I don't know when, because I never got the game. Or that version of the game. There's a whole different one that's the Dawn of Souls that tries to gather up Final Fantasy 1 and 2 for, like, the Game Boy Advance, I want to say? One of the Game Boys. One of the Games Boy. And it has a whole other set of rules and of sprites and of whatever else. Twitch, why? Stop booting my friends. More importantly, did you drop us? It's like we're okay. I refresh the page and now ads. It's such horseshit. It really is. You know what? Actually, let's have you heal instead. You throw a light axe at them. That's one dead wizard mummy. That'll do. Thank you, Neon. Alright, Jed, close this out. I threw a rock at him! What a great episode. In Batman the Animated Series, which already has just an incredible density of great episodes, I was surprised. I went back to it and I genuinely thought this probably hasn't aged well, and some of it really has not, but a lot of it holds up, which was a happy surprise. And one of them is, and that's how I got him, which is just a great episode. And then what? I threw a rock at him. Thanks, Croc. That's ingenuity at its finest. It is one of the best versions of Batman. I completely agree. I did actually also enjoy the, I think it's called Brave and the Bold, that came out like 5 or 6 years ago or something like that. That takes a more like campy approach, and a lot of the scenes feel closer to the like Adam West flavor, but feels like a good update. It's taken just seriously enough. Maybe that was it. Maybe I'm thinking of The Batman. In particular, there's a scene where he's hanging out. I don't think this is a spoiler for anything major. Robot. Where he's hanging out with the Blue Beetle. And they're back in time because, you know, Blue Beetle and Booster Gold. To when, like, Batman's early days as a detective. And he doesn't even have the Batmobile. He's in, like, a sedan. And he's staking out a place, and the criminals that he's waiting for finally go into the warehouse, and so younger Batman opens the door, not realizing that current Batman and Blue Beetle are observing him. And as he opens the door, like, all of these cans of soda just spill out of the side of the thing, and all of this car trash, and it's such a humanizing scene for a character who so rarely gets humanized. Sedan. He's a millionaire. I might be misremembering that. It might be an early prototype of the Batmobile, but I vaguely remember that it's a totally unimpressive vehicle. Yeah, Batman Beyond, unfortunately, for the time, was fantastic. It's very, what's the word? It's very feast or famine now. The episodes of Batman Beyond that haven't aged well have aged really poorly. But the ones that are still good are still really good. And honestly, just the idea of doing cyberpunk Batman without going too far with it, while still kind of keeping a lot of the heart of it, I think it was an impressive task regardless. Alright, that's a lot of money. That'll help with the spells. Hi, friend! Take this cube. With it, you can transfer to the floating castle. Robot friend. Robot friend. Robot friend. I love that this robot... Excuse me, and I'll have to... I might be misremembering this, but I think that this robot is specifically the only one that's in earth tones. And is the one who, like, crashed into the waterfall, suggesting that they're, like, a little bit rusted and possibly, like, moss-covered, because they've been out here so long. Wizard Staff. That's the one that does confusion. Not to be confused with the Mage Staff. That's the other ribbon. Beautiful. Money. 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 Oh yeah, the defense. We're probably not going to use that, actually. Might be better than the Ice Sword? It's a sword. It's called the Defend. I think it later gets called the Defender. We're probably not going to use the Wizard Staff. I think the defense is slightly better than the Ice Sword, but we're about to get the two best swords for the Knight and Ninja respectively in the next dungeon, so probably won't get a lot of use out of it. Dietrich Bader made a surprisingly great Batman. It's not the role you expect him to excel in. Yeah. It's nice. Alright, so I could go for the Wizard Mummies, because they have higher health, or I could go for the Cockatrices and just hope to kill them before they turn us to stone. I think I'm going to do that second thing. And then we're going to just... If we have to take an extra round to take care of the Wizard Mummies, the worst they can do is put us to sleep. There's exactly one down. Hey, there's two. Nice! Alright. And there we go. Now we don't have to worry about using up soft potions. Actually, did we get the soft spell? I can't remember. We'll find out later. Alright, Jed. No kill like overkill. Whoopsie-doodle. Well, now that there's this few of them, one of the rare occasions where it actually makes sense for Jack to use the light axe. Because if he does go first, he can kill 3 of them instead of just 1. Like this. Excalibur is it? Yeah. Not Excalibur, but Excalibur. It's just all smooshed. Alright. Love that we have a sprint in this version. Hey, one more shout out to Bad Road for pointing out to me that I could use a randomizer with absolutely no randomness in it, just to run a frankly, just strictly better version of Final Fantasy 1 while mostly maintaining the original, because this is great. Every other iteration of this game, every other like remake or remaster or whatever of this game, has like inherently taken something away from it. Sometimes they also add stuff, but it's always been fundamentally altered in ways that immediately make it feel like a different game, which is not ideal in terms of just general archival purposes, but also like wanting to be nostalgic for a 35-year-old game occasionally, as it originally was, flaws and all. Stuff it took away, so a lot of the later iterations, because almost every other Final Fantasy game, instead of using D&D spell slots, uses MP, so you have just a bank of magical points, and spells cost different amounts of magical points out of your reservoir, but you can use those interchangeably. Most of the other iterations of this game ditch spell slots in favor of MP. Which, for somebody who started with more modern Final Fantasies going back, is a much more familiar environment. I'm not saying that it was done for the wrong reasons, but it removes like one of the core tactical approaches to this game, which is figuring out, okay, if I use this level 3 spell, I've only got a handful of level 3 spells. I can't just swap that out for something else. And there are other little things. The look of sprites, the fact that most of the story is only told if you go and talk to certain NPCs. Again, genuinely a good improvement to actually make like cutscenes and stuff. But it does fundamentally alter the experience. Even a lot of the Final Fantasy I remakes post Origins use MP. Yeah. D&D really has influenced a lot of things going far back. Yeah, this is maybe one of the most, like, carbon copy examples from the day where this just is D&D. Like, so much of the system is clearly based around it. Maybe the monsters are based around it, even renamed, and borrow, like, behaviors and combat patterns from them, which is wild. Alright, what were the level 7 spells in Onrak? Because I have forgotten. Oh yeah, right, Ultima. God, I forgot about Ultima. Are they still making Ultimas? I feel like they ought to be. We could get blind. Let's wait a moment. Do we have any level... We have Ice 3. Yeah, we have Ice 3. So we're down to Break, Saber, which is caster only, so it would turn our Black Mage... It's like Tensor's Transformation. It would turn our Mage into a melee fighter, which... I guess we could give them the Masamune later, and then say... Okay, so Saber's maybe worth it. Very niche case. Is A-Rub actually worth it? I can't remember if A-Rub... Can't remember if A-Rub protects against all instant death mechanics. Well, we're not going to use Heal 3, so... Alright. Can we get both? Yes. Okay. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah. Get blind. Alright. So now we have most of our magical complement. We can save up for Wall. And save up for... I don't remember what the other level 8 spells were for Black Mage. I know, oh yeah, Zap and XXXX, which are both... yeah, when they work, they're great. They're insta-kill mechanics, but most of the time, at this level, they don't work on anything. Oh hey, do you say something now that I've been to Dr. Un? My brother, Dr. Un, studied Leafinish. Yeah, we talked. Okay. So I cannot update you on his progress. Alrighty. So now we have the Chime to get into the Mirage Tower, and the Cube to get into the Floating Castle, which allows us to do the whole of our final Fiend dungeon. Franchise became its own thing eventually, after Ultima 8 and 9. After Ultima 8 and 9 were disasters, it was kind of put to rest. Yeah, fair. And we parked way down here. Want to make a Fate joke about Saber and Caster, but it's not coming together. It's very good, though. I see what you're going for. Yep, let's just throw some fire and lightning at it. Alit is bugged in your favor. Protects you from status ailments used by enemies weak to lightning. That's so bizarre. Love how you emphasize words that are in all caps. Oh yeah, the orbs. It's so funny too, because it was a bit that I started doing in like Final Fantasy 8 and 9 in particular. Because 8 would put important, not just items, but like if they really needed to call out a part of a block of text, they would put it in just these thick brackets and then dye it like blue or yellow or whatever they needed it to be at that moment. And so sometimes it was for items, like, go to this menu and click on the thing. Or it would be like, well, we need to get across the river and up to the north to find the thing. And they would really highlight, like, okay, you can skip all of this dialogue and whatnot, but you really need to pay attention to this sentence because it's your quest marker on where to go next. And so we started just saying it completely differently because it looks so jarring to read in text. Do some healing and some Zeusing. Right now we associate that with like Homestuck. It wouldn't surprise me, given when Homestuck came out, if it kind of went in reverse. I still have, I wouldn't say I've avoided, because avoided implies intention. I was not into Homestuck when it initially got there, and by the time I was made aware of it, it was so big of a thing. With a fandom that was itself so big of a thing and had its own, like, you could do anthropological studies just on the Homestuck fandom. So I was like, I think I'll just let y'all enjoy things, and I'll be over here. But there's a lot of cool stuff that apparently came out of it. And also horrible stuff, as comes with fandom. But, like, yeah, the good stuff's there, too. I've only kind of heard about it from people talking about it, but I found the relationship quadrant thing. Yeah, that one and the, what's the other one I've seen a lot, but I don't understand? There's they have, like, a custom expanded Zodiac. Excuse me. Yeah, I read, like, the first chapter of Homestuck before I realized it was going to be a thing. I think, actually, back when it was just called MS Paint Adventures. And it was kind of great because it really felt like playing a HyperCard game. It was a well-designed homage to the kind of games, the kind of weird, like, Sierra games that I played. Alright, there's Castle of Ordeals, which means the desert is this way. This way. Here it is. And the tower... There's the tower. Alright. So that means we go here. One little bit of grass. I read the first chapter and was like, I didn't read it anymore. Yeah, I played through it until it got to, like, the end of the first chapter, I think, literally. And then, I thought it was a really cute, like, novel idea, but I had zero interest in continuing on with it. Let's just stay healed up before the dungeon and throw some lightning. Should probably sell some of this extra crap I've got lying around. That's right. Well, after this, we'll go back to town with our newfound dungeon money and buy our last level 8 spells. And that'll probably be it for tonight, actually. I'll be surprised if we do more than just get through this Fiend dungeon. And we're going to pass it back over to Alice, presumably, for more Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin. And just keep the Final Fantasy 1 train rolling. I think this is the Marsh Cave music. Encounter? Alright. That's a paltry sum, I'll take it. Heel helmet. Heel helmet, alright. Heel helmet may actually be better than the silver helmet. Oh, right, we have the ribbon. Let's get that equipped. Alright, we'll get both of our mages immune to status ailments. Let's do some of this. More money. More of the same. I don't think the Vorpal Sword is any good to us right now. Which means it never will be. Oh no, we're gonna have to do this on the way out. I've never quite figured out... I think that's like a robot that's hunched over towards the camera. I'm not 100% sure. Never quite made sense of the sprites. But I think it's supposed to be a robot, because they're the leftover automated bots. Kitty bot, yeah, kinda. Top does look like it has little ears. It's definitely a robot. Yeah, that's as far as I've got. I mean, because that fits the lore of what we know about the Leafin. Also, hi, Bedroad. It does look like a little hat with kitty ears on top. I love that. Like how Neon and Ash and Jed were all like, ooh, cool, Jack has his memory back. And Jack was like, huh? Jack looked them dead in the eye and went, bullshit, and then turned on his iPod. Ooh, I forgot we got that here. Actually, I forgot it was a thing. Well... can you use that? You probably can't. That's probably night only, yeah? And this is night only, yeah? Or is it? Yeah, dang it. Dang it! Alright. I think the Aegis is better. Yeah. I think also means that we now have 2 people with ribbons and 1 person who can't be turned to stone. Hey, we got our cabin back. Nice. Alright, we have to go... Well, you know, it's worth it to talk to this little robot friend. Nice. Let's just leave. And look, it's the bad man. I'm Badman. Hey, robot. Are you the master? So you notice that this one has like a different color palette because I think it's been inside the Mirage Tower and protected from the elements. So I think that the one that we meet in the waterfall is actually like rusted, which is just a sad little note. Aegis is the 3rd or 4th strongest shield, but it does protect from poison, and I'm pretty sure it protects from stone, because literally it's based on the Aegis shield. Trying to sell a house? Buyer wants to respond by tomorrow, so I'm a little busy. No worries. Focus on that, and good luck with it. Hey, Slocks, welcome. We're beating up on a horse. Oh, hey! Look, Alice, it's the horse. God, that fight was electric. Dry robot versus wet robot. Hey, Mox. Aegis and Opal are identical except for elemental resistance is excellent. Thank you. That's a weight off my mind. I was pretty sure that they were close enough that the added benefit of the Aegis shield made it worth it. My money's on Dry Robot. Dry Robot is a skeleton! Why do Piranha Plant have bone in it? When I die, will I become Dry Brian? Can you Slime Robot? Can you Plasma Robot? I mean, if you ask nicely first. There we go. Good night, Chimera. Yeah, we'll definitely be able to afford our last level 8 spells when we're out of here. I don't have to worry as much. So, the only person that the Cockatrice can petrify at the moment, I believe, is Jed. Because we have 2 ribbons on each of our mages. And, or a ribbon on each of our mages, I should say. And the Aegis Shield, which, if I remember right, prevents petrification. Can you mummify a robot? Oh, well. I mean, it depends on what you qualify as organs. But, like, you could take out core components, put them in jars, and then wrap the mummy in something. Probably like Ethernet cabling. Wow, this is a horror story. Let's stop having this thought. Fur robot is Furby. It absolutely is. Continuous, enthusiastic consent. Wiz Mummy is Kojima's dream character. I love that. Oh, that's very good. Sure. Solid Snake versus Wiz Mummy. Not the strangest Kojima name by half. Not by a country mile. Yeah, all the robots here are like gray and purple. The other one's rusted. I never put that together as a kid. Oh, that makes me so sad, though. I want to go back and just hang out with Waterfall Robot. Like, bring it to town? Hey, bring it back to the Leaf and see if they can, like, help me polish it up or something? They probably lost all of that. It's been 400 years. Won't you step into my magical realm? Nice. And then he starts reading off your other games on your save file. Catman. Catman. Let's just go healing and lightning. I looked up the guard sentry sprite from Dawn of Souls, and it's definitely a robot, but its posture doesn't make any more sense. Well, that's a relief. The way that I've always personally interpreted it, and this will probably make more sense when we have them on the screen, but it kind of looks like behind you're seeing two legs kind of like shuffling crab style towards you, and it's like if it were humanoid, it's bent over with its head towards the camera and it's like crab walking at you, which is horrifying. As a forgotten piece of machinery. But that's the only way that I've ever been able to make sense of that sprite. Alright, so we could go right to the stairs. But instead... Oh, I love the like consoles around the edge of the room. Catman needs braces. Dragon armor. Alright. If I remember right. Is it night only? It is. So Opal protects against lightning, and I want to say Dragon armor protects against fire? We're gonna hang on to it. But I think the Opal armor is actually better considering the boss we fight here. Sun Sword! Is that one usable by you? Yes, it is. Alright. It's good against undead, I think. Some more money. A house. Honey, I found a house in this box. We're gonna be rich. Do I want an answer? Excellent point. Honestly, yes, please. And thank you for asking. Because I could Google it, but it, doesn't super duper matter. Dragon is strictly better, protects against fire, ice, and lightning. And they have the same defense and weight. Sweet, okay. That's true, the sentries will show up in Stranger of Paradise, which would have been its way to preserve the original designs. Oh yeah. For the first time, I really hope I'm wrong. Because if they do, like... If they're doing, like, the robot zombie thing and crab walking at you, that'll be horrifying. That's what I wanted. Okay, I did that one down. Alright. Thank you, Bad Road. So we will do one of these. Trade Opal. I forgot that the Dragon Armor was all elemental. I'm going to go ahead and drop this, because I know there's a couple of pieces of armor that we're going to want to pick up. We're getting money hand over fist at this point, so I'm not too worried on that front. Speaking of stuff we can get rid of. Thor Hammer. And actually, no, we'll leave you here. So now all of Ash's weapons are usable. This one casts heal 2, and or heal 3, depending. Or just heal 1. This casts the heal spell, this casts fire 2, and this casts lightning 2. Which is lovely. Possibly lightning 3? I don't think so. I think it's just lightning 2. We definitely do not need the silver hammer. Probably don't need these either, but we have so much more space for weapons that I'm not going to preemptively ditch those. Because they could be worth some money someday. Alright. We got the Sun Sword, we got the Dragon Armor, and we got the Thor Hammer. That's everything we came here for. Hi. Hello. It was a trap. The prototype sprite from Dawn of Souls has its feet connected to its shoulders, which are set pretty far back on the torso, and the arms come out of the pecs like crab claws. Yuck. Now they'll probably do cremate, so we'll do heal and lightning. Couldn't hide. Scourge, not cremate. Cremate is a different thing. I'm having trouble picturing that. I'm picturing like Voldo from Soul Calibur. Just at least one of his moves. But you know, as a robot, we'll just hit him with stuff. Alright. Oop. We went through you. One of us escaped with a cube. He floated far to the west. So if you got here and you still hadn't figured out what the cube was, that was your clue. Because otherwise you get to this next floor and be stopped. But we already know that, because I can see into the future. Because, as it turns out, this is also a time loop on a meta level. Let's throw some Thor and Zeus. Two different pantheons of lightning coming at you. Not for much damage. Blue Dragon may actually be resistant to lightning, and I've just forgotten. But it doesn't matter because it's dead now. Hi, bud. Transporter operation requires a cube. I love how you start to hear the fanfare. I forgot that this place got its own music. It's not what I would call a banger, but it does... It sticks with you. Oh, I love that the chests have a different look. Bane Sword. Alright. Much better than the actual Bane spell. It's the Bane Sword! We can use to cast Bane, and occasionally instant kill things with poison gas. Right, it's definitely atmospheric. The like percussion beats, they kind of sound like a 70s sci-fi, like original Battlestar Galactica background noise. Beep boop bop boop boop bop boop kind of stuff. We're totally gonna get attacked in front of one of these, or right in the middle of all of them. The bad men have come. You know what? Let's bane them. Cost us nothing but an action. Yeah, that's not too bad. Hey, we got one. Alright. That's one we don't have to fight. Yuck. Actually, back it up. There. Do some more healing. This time we'll just throw lightning at him. There we go. Soften them up and let the whatchahoosums. These badmen look like the Black Knight we were just fighting. The first batch of badmen we ran into was one badman and two nightmares. So, like, I wonder if that's actually what they based that boss in Stranger Paradise on. That would be kind of wild. Oh, the horses are there, don't worry. They're lurking. Invisible horses. So, my guess in how Black Knight became badman is that an old English term for an evil warrior is blackguard, or blackguard. Just pronounced blackguard. Over time, blackguard came to mean any unsavory person. Criminals, cruel people, ne'er-do-wells are all blackguards in modern English slang. So I'm betting that it was actually originally like blackguard, and it got translated into bad man, which is the literal English way the word is used now. Someone just set off a screamer firework outside in broad daylight? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Alright. Heal helmet? We don't really need another one. This was 70 gold. So we have a heal staff and 2 heal helmets. Don't need yet another pro ring. Boosted up armor. So we could just We could just... Nope, trade. We could do this. And have both of the heal helmets equipped, just because at least then 3 members of the party can heal the whole party for free. Same stats as Silver Helm, but can also heal, right? That's what I did with Jed, was we ditched his Silver Helm for that. I'm pretty sure Opal Helm is better, but also, like, Jack is pretty yoked in terms of defense, so I kind of feel like losing out on the extra bonus of Opal defense, but gaining the ability for 1 more round of healing on the party might be worth it. So that's what we're gonna do. Alright, we went down and we went right. Let's go left. Whoop. Or not. Ah, green Medusas! I can't remember if we actually met the regular Medusas in the whatchamacallit, in the Castle of Ordeals. I think we did. It's the difference of 2 absorb. Yeah, that's more worth it to have the utility. There we go. Well, if I was worried about cash, and I wasn't, can't hold heal potion because we have 99. That's funny. And up. Oh yeah, this is the spiral. Grey Naga. Hello, Naga. Let's bane you. Dang, that would have been cool. The randomizer used to let you pick them up and listed your total as a 0, but they fixed that. Huh. Oh, right, because of the wraparound. Wow, 1 Grey Naga gives 4,000 gold. That's incredible. Double Gauntlet, which we're gonna, like, immediately discard. Goodbye and good luck. Snake with cow face. Picnic runs fast. There's some lightning at it. Listen, you know, you can't beat free when it comes to magic. How are we doing on money already? Almost 100 grand. Hey, remember when you were a boss monster? Boy, that was a fun time. Anyway. Oh, right, Light Axe doesn't work on you. I thought you were a phantom. Mage Staff does. So does Sword, as it turns out. Jack casts Sword, it's super effective. Each character can hold 4 weapons and 4 armor, and you don't have a backpack to put them in. Yeah. Yeah, literally everything. Usually you're only able to... you can... So you've got a chest slot, a hand slot, an arm slot, I guess, kind of like the shield thing, and head. And that's it. But luckily, you've, like... So this is the armor page, and then there's the weapon page. So I can hold way more weapons, because you can only use 1, but you can hold 3 spare. So you have like a golf bag of the extra weapons, but armor is very restrictive. It's just what's on your back, pretty much. Oh, this is the ribbon, which we do want. Now that we have 2 heal helms, I'm going to do this thing. We've got a heal helm and a heal staff on 2 different people. Now we've got 3 ribbons and an Aegis shield, which means petrification has just become a thing of the past. It's pretty great. These the shirts? White shirt! Love this. One of my favorite pieces of armor in the game. Oh yeah, and it landed on the right person. Deep, 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 deep. White shirt. White shirt, I think, casts Invisibility 2, which is very nice. And its companion, the black shirt, which casts Ice 2? That sounds right. And they're also very nice wearable armor for the two mages. So now we have yet more items that we can use to cast spells at people. For free. Ribbon has been OP in every game. Yeah. I actually kind of love that it's consistent like that. When I first played this game, I didn't realize the ribbon gave elemental protection, so I threw it on the ground. Oh no. Yeah, let's heal up. And now that we have ice... Possible lightning is more effective than ice on air elementals. But I don't remember, so we're going to throw some ice at it. Well, there we go. 156 free damage. More damage than you can shake a shirt at. Yeah, that's right. Beautiful. Thank you, Neon. She's great. She's so great. Alright. Covered those. This is the stairs. Okay, so we go this way. I say stairs, it's a teleporter, but, you know, functions like stairs. Hey, that's the stuff. So, like, only 2 streams ago, because we've been flying through this game, but back when we went to the dwarf cave... No, three episodes ago? Anyway, we went to the dwarf cave. We had to give the TNT to Narek to blow open the canal so we could get to Melman, so we could get to the first fiend. We also met Smith, the smith, who told us that he could make us a really powerful sword, but he needs some adamant, or adamantium, if you will, which we now have. Yeah, I love that the elementals are just called, like, air, water, fire, and earth. Because you're just fighting the elemental forces. Also, elemental is a long word to fit into a hard drive this small. I was thinking on it, and the magic in Stranger Paradise actually makes way more sense thematically matching up with the orbs. Yes. Yeah. The fact that in this one, like right now, we're in the dungeon of the Fiend of Air, the Fiend of Wind, and there's no wind magic the entire game. And there's also no Fiend of Ice. And it's just kind of like, wait a minute. Something's a mismatch here. Yeah, the way that a lot of this game is written, I think that's actually part of why I talked about why I didn't try to just play a more like modern port of the game, because a lot of the charm for me, in addition to nostalgia, which I'm not going to claim I'm immune to, but a lot of the charm in this game for me is absolutely in the anachronistic and just goofy way that some of the stuff is laid out. There's technically one wind spell. One of the bosses in the final dungeon has Tornado. You're right. We don't get access to wind magic as the holders of the orbs, but there is Tornado in the game, which is wild because it's the same name of a wind spell that, you know, exists for a while after. Let's throw a Bane Sword at him and see what happens. There we go. This game is real flowery, especially for the time, and especially for a translation from as disparate a language barrier as Japanese to English. Yeah, I'm surprised at how well a lot of it holds up. Not so much in terms of like timeliness, but in terms of how much of the meaning gets conveyed. By contrast, the Super Nintendo cartridge for Final Fantasy VI, the Final Fantasy III, rough. It's rough. A lot of the line delivery is really struggling against the translation issues. From this window, one can see the entire world because we're on a space station. The 4 forces are flowing together into the center of the 4 altars, into the Temple of Fiends. It's all coming back to where we started. This reveal when I was like 8, I was like, wait a minute, it can't go there. That's where we started. We cleared that place out. You don't go back. Who goes back to dungeons? Who does that? Look out over the world from this window. We done that, but thanks, buddy. Appreciate you, green robot. Oh, we can't go in this way. These are the ones. So we've run into the like clay golems, I think. And these ones are the ones I want to say are resistant to physical but not magical. Nope, I'm wrong. At least they're resistant to ice. And they're definitely not resistant to physical, so never mind, I'm completely wrong. 0 for 2. Final Fantasy IV's first translation is almost the exact opposite. Yeah. Yeah. I haven't played it, but I've heard the tale. Tale? I've heard the tale. I've heard it's bad. We're pretty overleveled for these things. Yeah, I remember struggling on the rock golems when I was playing through this in vanilla. Alright, in one of these twisting little side rooms is a very important weapon for our ninja. Even the bad lines are great. I, Garland, shall knock you all down. Yeah, I mean, that one... When people told me that was a mistranslation, I'm like, really? Because it's great. Like, it's so much more weirdly personal than I will kill you, or I will, wipe you from the face of the earth. I will knock you all down. Is like you're pieces on a board. You're so beneath consideration that you're objects. Which, again, not really an intent of the line versus just a mistranslation, but it's a great read. Oh, Procate. Which I think goes in the shield. Yeah, you're gonna try to give me freaking cloth armor again at the 11th hour. I see you. I haven't forgotten when one of my mages died for that. Soft potion that we'll never need again. It is a shield. Excellent. Well, in that case, you know what? There it is. The last piece of armor we'll ever pick up. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the second best shield of the game. That sounds familiar. Oh yeah, Final Fantasy IV had Spoony Bard. Right, and Exodus became X-Death. Boy, that's a fun one. Weird game is Final Fantasy IV. Played through the modern, like, updated, hopefully better translation recently. And, yeah, it's weird. It's a weird story. Like, I like it. It's not a critique exactly, but it's weird. X-Death is like a running joke among official translators at this point. So, and this is, I guess, maybe a minor spoiler for Final Fantasy XIV content, but at the end of Stormblood, there's a raid series. Raids are bundles of like 12 boss fights, essentially. And they're usually bundled into like sets of 4. So you fight 4 bosses, you get a little story cutscene, you fight 4 more bosses. And the Omega raids, for reasons that make sense in universe, walk you through like a who's who of the bosses from Final Fantasy 5 and 6 beautifully. So you actually still fight X-Death, and it's still named X-Death. They didn't update it. You fight the Doom Train, or not the Doom Train, the Phantom Train from 6. It's great. It's very good. It's a recolor of the weird-ass sprite, yeah. Oh yeah, this is the room that just has computers in it. Who would have a room with just computers in it? That's silly. We found the server room, everybody. I was flabbergasted when I discovered that spoony is a real adjective and accurately describes Tella's opinion of Edward. Yeah! Oh yeah, the conference room? Love that. Good stuff. This whole level was absolutely the thing that ignited my love of sci-fantasy as a whole thing. And it's still one of my favorite iterations of it. Catman and Mancat, yeah! Together they fight crime. That's not true, they fight us. Are we crime? I don't even know if Bane works on them. Well, it didn't work on these. It's true, we are gay, so all that remains is to do crimes. And we do sort of steal stuff wherever we go. and also kill people. I think perhaps we do crimes. These are the ones that cast fire, so they're probably fire resistant. That tracks. Let's have you heal, and what if you just throw some ice at them? Okay, ice is also crap. It's fine. We'll just cast sword. I do appreciate that it says attack rate down. They updated the language on that to actually reflect what it does. Alright, one more time. More healing. Doesn't hurt to throw more ice at him. One of the other streamers I watched used to have an emote of a man cat wearing Red Mage's hat called Dan Cat. This is very good. Oh god. Alright, let's burn some healing spells. Apologies for rapid menu sounds. That was so much fire too, and I don't like it. Particularly don't like how hard it hit my healer. Apparently Neon is highly resistant, which makes sense. Right, there's our server room. This is back up to where we were. Aha! Okay. Oh no, no truck. Oh no, that's the cartridge. That's the I Hate Video Games. Took me a second to recognize it. Let's throw harm at you. Quite nice. Quite nice. Very nice. Very good. Come on, Jed, do a murder. Thanks, Jed. Healing time. Murder time. Healing time. Murder time. Twitch's tiny emotes can be a bit hard to see on a 1080 monitor. Yeah, as I've discovered. Yeah, we are going to be very over-leveled for the finale. It's fine. Beats the reverse. And the big money! Alright. We're switching builds, now it's an Uchigatana run. I vaguely recall the Sun Sword is better than the Defender. Katana! Katana na 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 na. Oh yes, wizard vamps, as opposed to vampires who are absolutely abysmal at magic. The first vampire we meet absolutely throws spells at us. Oh no. So this floor is essentially just a big grid of identical hallways, and I think it's 2 over 2 down? Oh, I forgot about this place. It was 2 over 2 down. We're okay. We're fine. Don't worry about it. It's a Lost Woods situation. Okay. Up ahead of us is a 1x1 hallway, wherein we might meet a one-of-a-kind enemy called the War Mech. And if we meet the War Mech, we might party wipe, even at our advanced level. But we might not even meet the War Mech. Could be fine. So, right, strongest enemy in the game, including the final boss. So, everyone cross your fingers. Now. I'm going to close my eyes, and we're just going to go. Wow, that was fast. Okay, there's no problem. We just have to fight some nachos. Forgive me, nachos. Naocho. Healing, probably not a bad idea. We're going to throw some fire at them, and we're going to throw some ice at them. Naocho. A 1 in 64 chance. 4 times as common as the Japanese version, probably for the take a picture with War Mech contest. I love that that was the thing. Good. What you call cheese that does not belong to you. Nacho cheese. There we go. Okay. Alright, well, you know, at least we're at level 29. My very first playthrough, I ran into Warmech, and at the time I didn't know if Warmech was a guaranteed all-the-time thing to run into or not. And it was terrifying. After it wiped the floor with me, coming back in and walking the bridge again, and just waiting for it to massacre me, and then not running into it at all. And it was this weird, like, horror movie moment where, like, you see the monster or whatever, and, like, it gets your friend, but you get away and you get a weapon, and you're like, okay, all right, I got the courage. You jump back into the garage, and it's like, oh, it's gone now. Oh no, it's gone now. Wow, that does so much damage. Love it. Good stuff. Heal up, and throw more ice at it. Fire hydrants are the best XP on this floor. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. It's so good that they put the fire hydrants here in the hallway where someone can get to them in an emergency. I also love how the katana uses the, like, dagger sprite, because it's actually curved as opposed to all the straight swords. Oh no, come on! Ah, my heart jumped into my throat. Okay. Alright, okay. Heal up. And let's try lightning and see how much, if it does anything better. It's okay. It's just air. Air are the only elemental you can run from. It's just the wind. Incredible. Oh, okay. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's just Warmech hacking the database. God. Warmech, by the way, I highly recommend, since it looks like we won't be running into them. Although I think technically we can run into them again in the final dungeon. We won't be running into them tonight, but if you don't know what I'm talking about, I highly recommend looking up Final Fantasy Warmech. Warmech, all one word. Because it's a really cool sprite, and it is a one-of-a-kind enemy, and horrifying to run across. Okay. Warmech is only on this floor? I vaguely remembered him also being on the associated floor in the final dungeon, but I'm relieved to find that I'm wrong. Lightning erupts from the Fiend's ball. So, you have come this far. I, Tiamat, the Fiend of the Wind, will now put an end to your adventure. I'd like to see you try. Also, a really cool sprite. Like, God, all four of the Fiends have fantastic art. I love it. Okay, what did I do last time? Could do A-Light. Terrible idea, actually. What have you got in the hopper? I'm not really going to use any of that. Yeah, let's save time. You're going to do that. You're going to Saber. You're going to Invis to everyone. And I'm going to use items for this one. We could just cast from the top. Ice 3. How much does this do? Nice, but also not nice. You're currently watching her try, it's true. Alright, got some good physical defense, got some good lightning defense. Oh, just in time. Just in time. Dragons are weak to ice, huh? Just like Pokemon. I actually don't know if Tiamat is weak to ice. I might have that wrong. Alright. You've got Saber. Let's... A-Ice is probably not a terrible idea. We didn't get Heal 3, and I mocked it at the time, and that was silly of me. We could do Fog, which would give us some extra armor. Could heal people. Oh, let's just do some healing. We'll mitigate that thunder. And have you fastify Jack. Nope. Thank you, Backroad. Backroad. Thank you, Backroad. It's your cousin from the counties. Thank you, Bad Road, but no, I think I will muscle through this one. I appreciate the offer. Come on, Jack. Not quite as good as I was hoping, but it's fine. We'll get through it. Let's keep healing. We will do fast on Jed. Probably could have done that differently, but Jed is just going to town right now, and I'm happy about it. I forgot Poison is just a straight-up damage spell. Alright, alright. Done like 500 damage. Plus 69. Alright, alright. That on Jed. At this point, it might almost be worth it to have you heal and just let Jed do the fighting for a little bit. And in the meantime, let's do some Lock 2. Beautiful! 21 damage. 3 critical hits, hell yeah! There are 2 poison spells, one that does damage, the other is petrification. So neither of them is poison. Incredible. Alright. So Jack, go to hit, and... yeah, I'm just gonna keep doing the thing, because this is the thing to do. We could throw some more fast on, we could throw Temper on Jack. Yeah. Given how little damage Ice 3 did, I'm gonna try Lit 3 in a moment. But I'm betting that this is mostly going to be on buffing the heck out of our physical fighters and just letting them go ham. Speaking of, that's more like it. Turns out her weakness was swords. A lot of them really fast. All 4 orbs. We did it. Alright, well, we got a cabin. Let's use it. What's the chime say? Stamped on the bottom, made in Liefen. I don't think I ever read that before. That's so good. Colors gather and swirl in the cube. It's totally not the Tesseract. Alright. We got about a half an hour. It's not really enough time to take on the finale, but it is enough time to go get a really cool sword from a dwarf. So let's go do that thing. Over here. Eh. Hey! Can I have this one? Okay, fine. Adamant! Adamant! I'll make the sword for you. Here, best work I've ever done. It is my gift. Took me about 10 seconds, apparently. Alright, now that will end the debate on what is the best weapon for a so-so. Excalibur! Excalibur! Excalibur. Alright, so we have the katana, we have Excalibur, Knight, and Ninja are all set for weapons for the rest of the game. It's impressive how much stuff they managed to fit with such limited inventory, right? Honestly, I'm always, I'm blown away by this game, the first Resident Evil, and the first Silent Hill, for various reasons, are just... they're so impressive to me just as a developer. Excalibur actually hits the weakness of every enemy that has a weakness. I never knew that. That's awesome. Alright, well, we've made the orb shine. Hang on. You know what I've never done? I don't know if anyone's dialogue changes now that we've made the orb change. I think the King's does back in Cornelia. I want to talk to Bahamut, who the last thing Bahamut told us was go and make the orb shine again. We've done that now. I wonder if that changes dialogue. Okay, so it's alright. I had to check. That would have been cool. That's alright, Baja's still great. I'm trying to think of my... This might actually be my favorite iteration of Bahamut. Although, what 14 did with Bahamut, which I'm not going to spoil because it is actually like a really cool story moment. I love their take on it, especially when you do the raids and you find out like all the backstory into it. It's one of the most rich iterations of the character, which is great. But this one is a very close second, I think. Alright, let me catch up. Like how all the buffs stack with themselves when they're working. Yeah. Yeah. Tiamat's weakness was actually poison. Break has a 1 in 7 chance of killing her instantly, and Bane is 1 in 8. And we get the Bane Sword on the way to her. I had no idea. Because I've never tried to instant kill a fiend. That's ridiculous. Who would do that? Right, now that you notice in the base game, because it doesn't work, yeah. Learning by looking at the bug like reports or whatever, the bug list, that type weaknesses just never worked in vanilla. I had to question my whole life. I'm like, I just assumed that they worked this whole time. I genuinely thought they did, but no, it's all illusion. Quake actually works pretty well on Lich. That's true. I think I did know that one, because at some point it occurred to me that later iterations, Quake is sometimes an earth elemented attack, and so using it on the Earth Lich felt very, I don't know, poetic, maybe the word? Alright, we've already got... We need to go to Gaia for our last level 8 spell. Yeah, okay. So we can leave here. I should not even have bothered coming here. Sorry, Ornrak, you're great, but we're leaving now. Goodbye forever! We won't be back. He's neutral to it, but his magic defense isn't that great. There we go. Lich was actually the fiend that kind of threw me off, because his magic defense isn't that great, where I remember going into that fight, and especially at that level, most of my physical attacks weren't doing much at all, but like Fire 2 was just ripping through his health. And then immediately... Oh, nice. Then immediately starting with the next fiend, I found the opposite very quickly became true, where like the other 3 fiends' magic just very rarely has a major effect. Alright, Gaia is up and over. We've already got all the magic we can get from Leafen. So we're down to 1 town, which also will let us sell all these weapons we're never going to use. Alright. Well, we're coming up on the end, which I suppose is probably obvious by the fact that now all the orbs are lit, and that the space station has taught us that the 4 powers are converging at the Temple of Fiends. So we're going to go back to the beginning. I don't think we have any armor to sell. Nope. Our armor is in fact full. I don't think we're going to get anything better than it between now and the end of the game. We're not going to use the Wizard Staff. We're not going to use the Vorpal Sword. No longer going to use the Defender. I want to say on a Red Wizard run, either the Defender or the Sun Sword might be the best ultimate weapon for the Red Wizard. But as usual, I might be misremembering that. We're keeping that freaking wooden staff that I found in a Gurgu Volcano for the rest of the game. I'm committed to that one. I would have had a tough time carrying that cloth that we found in the ice cave through the whole game. That would have been tough. Alright, give me Fade, so we got Holy. You already know that. Oh, we already know that one. Alright. Hang on a second. Oh yeah, we did already know that. Never mind. Forgot we saved up for that already. Alright. Try Expert, we could try Wall. I feel like Wall might, or Expert might actually be more beneficial to us at this point. Maybe. Maybe. I'll think that one over. In the meantime, Neon. Stop. And let's... I vaguely remember Quadruple X being slightly better than Zap. I don't remember why. Zap might be multi-target, but less chance to hit, and Quadruple X might be single-target, but higher chance to guillotine someone. Xfer has a 2-hit roll. I'd also just look this up between streams. But Badroad is very kind to be educational. Was Xfer just useless in vanilla? Is that what I'm remembering? Doop, bop. Nuke and stop. Power Word Kill is single target, kills anything with less than 300 hit points and no death resistance. Alright. Zap is multi-target, time elemental, but not great accuracy. I did remember right. Makes me happy. Yeah, we've got the Bane Sword. If we want to try and hit everything in the room, we're going to use that for the time we need to kill that one thing in the pack. And yeah, let me... Yeah, we're going to do it, because I think with the defenses we've got, I don't know that I'm actually going to use Wall. Alright. So, with that, obviously a bit of a short stream tonight, but I don't really want to get, like, a floor into the Temple of Fiends Revisited and then have to stop, because that would be awkward. That said, this coming Monday, when we're streaming again, which will be our usual full, like, 2.5-hour block, we are absolutely gonna knock out the finale. We're gonna finish the game on Monday, and probably with time to spare, actually, so I'll have to have something in the hopper. But yeah, so that's gonna be that. Thank you all so much for coming and enjoying a shortened stream tonight as we hit the waterfall and the Mirage Tower and the floating castle. So really, we did like 3 dungeons when you think about it. And we didn't get killed by Warmech, which I count as a personal victory. I'll have to go back and tell my 6-year-old self. We're all kitted out. We've got the weapons and stuff we need. We've got the magic we need, so we don't have to worry about any bookkeeping at the start of next time. We're just going to go straight to the end game. And yeah, that's going to be that. So in a little bit here, in like 20-25 minutes, over on the Squirrely channel, if you are interested in more of the story told from a completely new and wild perspective with a lot more action to it. I believe Alice is going to be streaming more Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin over on the Squirrely channel. A host will go up here when that happens. And yeah, for our full schedule, as usual, is at schedule.truck.community, which is here. If you want to check out who's streaming what, where, and when, with links to their various channels, and we'll update that each week, so as we finish games and start new games, you'll be able to keep track of what's in there, if there's stuff in there that you're interested in. And yeah, I think that's the end of my post ramble. Thank you all so much. Have a wonderful weekend ahead, and I will see you on Monday to wrap up this. See y'all then.